Macy's for the win.
Now at 5, how local educators are teaching students about current world events like the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Plus, students at Joplin's Franklin Technology Center learn about available jobs in the area.
It's being called a neglected epidemic, missing women of color. I'm Michael George with parents pleased to lawmakers to shine a light on these cases.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
It's now the second week of war in Europe. This is KOAM News at 5. We're going to get to how area students are learning about these events in a bit, but first, Ukraine says talks with Russia have resulted in the creation of safe corridors to allow civilians to evacuate. More than 1 million refugees have now fled Ukraine looking for safety, creating a humanitarian crisis. The Biden administration has asked Congress to approve $10 billion in new funding for humanitarian and military aid in Ukraine, and they want it approved next week. While that war continues in Ukraine, it's causing changes here at home to some history classes. Doug Logan is a social studies teacher at Carl Junction High School. He's teaching a course called Current World Affairs, and the Russia-Ukraine situation has altered what he's teaching and how he's teaching it. Logan says despite an ever-evolving lesson plan, the current situation has made it easy to plan for each day.
For them right now, it's happening in real time, in their lifetime. They're watching it literally unfold by the hour. And they know they could very possibly have a vested interest in this, and they want to know what's happening.
Tonight at 6, we're going to hear more from Logan on how the situation is impacting his lesson plans, and we'll get a student's perspective. Kansas Corporation Commission approves a settlement allowing the Kansas Gas Service to recover costs from last year's winter storms from third-party marketers and transportation customers. Now, a month ago, they approved a settlement for the gas service to recover costs from sales customers. This settlement will allow them to recover $52 million from marketers and transportation customers rather than also passing that cost on to sales customers. A lot of area teens today got a peek into their potential futures. Today's career fair at Joplin's Franklin Technology Center was open to about 1,600 students of FTC and Joplin High School. More than 70 representatives from colleges, universities, career and technical schools, branches of the military, local businesses, and industries were there. Students got to visit with professionals to learn about what's required for their field of interest and practice some of the fundamentals of job searching.
Oh, we go through a series of things. They do resume writing. They've filled out applications in the past and just learn how to talk to employers and ask the questions they need to ask. We do that on a daily basis.
The Franklin Technical School Career Fair is an annual event. Boy, the beautiful weather just goes on and on. Doug Heddy.
Yeah, we've had a pretty good stretch of really nice weather over the past 4 or 5 days, and we continue to see that out there for the evening hours. Of course, the evening daylight hours starting to extend, so get outside, enjoy it. Pretty much clear skies, and that's what we're going to see over the next few hours. We do have our next storm system developing out toward the west, so we are going to get some clouds in here late tonight into tomorrow morning, but the next few hours look great. You can see a little wind shift line really from Carthage over to Pittsburgh, Neodesha. That is a warm front, so we have upper 60s, northern counties, upper 70s in our southern counties. A little bit on the breezy side throughout the daytime hours. You can see that kind of front kind of pushing through now, lifting back toward the north. But get outside, enjoy it. Temps drop back through the 70s, 60s, 50s, and then eventually near 50 later on tonight. We do have thunderstorms in the forecast. We're going to look at that here in just a bit.
Catch you then. Lawmakers on Capitol Hill held a hearing today to shine a spotlight on the neglected epidemic of missing women and girls of color in this country. Michael George reports from New York.
Advocates testified Thursday about the disproportionate number of women and girls of color who go missing in the U.S. each year. Akia Eggleston is one of them, last seen in 2017 when she was 8 months pregnant.
There is not a day that goes by without conversation on the subject of our daughter, unborn grandson's ongoing case. We struggle with not knowing what happened to them. Where are they? Why they can't be found?
An arrest was recently made in her case, but her father, Sean Wilkinson, told lawmakers he struggled for years to get attention from both law enforcement and the media.
Did not get state national or international coverage. Why is this so?
The Black and Missing Foundation says people of color make up nearly 40% of the missing population, yet they receive only 7% of national media coverage.
We can all name Gabby Petito, Natalie Holloway, Chandra Levy, and many other white women who have gone missing. But can any of you name a person of color that have garnered national media coverage?
Advocates say missing persons of color are often the targets of domestic violence or sex trafficking, but many people don't view them as victims.
There's a mindset that their action or deviant behavior led to their disappearance.
They're calling on more federal and state resources to address the problem. Michael George, CBS News.
Advocates say the numbers of missing women and girls of color are most likely underreported and might be even higher. Still ahead, multiple states are joining an investigation into how the social media app TikTok impacts the health of its users, particularly young ones. And next in Health Watch, why doctors are linking a rise in cases of Tourette syndrome in girls to TikTok.
This week on Wheel, everyone's seeing your service.
Topping today's Health Watch, a new study shows promise in the fight against RSV, a common, highly contagious respiratory virus in young children. A single dose of a vaccine called nirsevimab showed nearly 75% efficacy protecting infants from the virus. The results of the phase 3 trial are now published in the New England Journal of Medicine, demonstrating the first potential immunization against RSV for healthy infants. An item in your fridge could help against COVID. University of Michigan researchers and a team of nutritionists says a protein found in cow's milk may inhibit the SARS virus that causes COVID-19 infection. The scientists say bovine lactoferrin, a protein in cow's milk, appears to work against microbes and pathogens and helps prop up antivirus defenses. Twitching, verbal outbursts, involuntary repetitive movements and sounds. These are the symptoms of Tourette syndrome, a neurological disorder that tends to affect boys more often than girls. Here's why doctors are now seeing more teen girls with tics and what parents can do.
Maybe eye blinking, maybe a sniffing or a throat clearing.
These are some of the tics associated with Tourette syndrome, a neurological condition that's 3 times more common in boys than in girls. However, medical experts have seen a rise in functional tic disorders in teen girls, and they're linking the increase to the popular social media site TikTok. Doctors at UCLA typically see 1 to 2 cases linked to social media a year. That number has swelled to 10 to 15 per month. Johns Hopkins University's Tourette Center numbers have also gone up from 2 to 3% of pediatric patients a year ago to 10 to 20%. But TikTok may not be the sole cause.
Many have comorbid diagnoses of things like PTSD or other kinds of maybe perhaps remote trauma.
According to the CDC, 5 in 6 kids with chronic tics have another mental, behavioral, or developmental disorder. Experts say parents can seek out a specialist as well as encourage kids to do physical activities such as sports and yoga that involve their mind and body working together. Also, have your kids stay away from TikTok for several weeks. Early intervention can reduce or even eliminate the symptoms. According to medical experts, the patients that doctors are seeing now have been diagnosed with anxiety and depression that was exacerbated by the pandemic, causing some patients to mimic the physical symptoms of psychological stress they've seen in others, such as their tics. Spending time in the great outdoors boosted mental health during the pandemic. According to a new study from the University of Colorado Boulder, researchers found that those who enjoyed more green space during the first year of lockdowns experienced significantly less depression and anxiety. More than 1/3 of the people surveyed spent more time outside than they did pre-COVID. Playing additional years of ice hockey may be linked to a greater chance of CTE, a chronic degenerative brain disease. A new study out of Minneapolis showed that each additional year of playing ice hockey increased an athlete's chance of developing the condition by 23%. The study included players at various levels, from youth to high school, college, and professional athletes. And that is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, how Facebook is clamping down on information from Russian state media.
Plus, we have thunderstorms back in the forecast for the weekend. I'm going to break that down coming up.
The Outdoorsman
Today.
It definitely turned out to be another great day for us today. Temperature is fantastic. Most of us low to mid 70s across the region. All week long we've had really good temperatures. Our average highs only into the low to mid 50s for this time of the year. Nice shot. This is Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Of course, Indigo is just outside of Seneca, Missouri, right on the west side, but plenty of clear skies. We are going to get some clouds working in here as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight. And our next storm system is really going to start to brew over the next 24 hours. Look at the temp. So a little bit cooler in northern counties. We have a warm front draped from Pittsburgh over toward Monette and then kind of stretches back toward the west near Neodesha. South winds ahead of it. You're into the 70s, 60s on the north side, but everybody looking pretty good. So another nice evening for us as we go through the next few hours. But that front kind of slid in and now it's retreating back toward the north. So most of us are going to stay on the south side, which means the good side, the nice side for temperatures as we go through the next couple days. Looks good. 7th in the range line. We're looking south, 75. Northerly winds, 5 to 10. Humidity is bone dry at 23%, which is why you don't want to burn right now, because with the humidity so low and a little bit of a wind, it could get a little bit out of control. Temps drop through the 60s, 50s, upper 40s to near 50 a little bit later on tonight. But clear skies right now. We look fine, but if we zoom out, you can start to see some clouds increasing out to our west. That's the beginnings of our next storm system. It's working into the Pacific Northwest and then all the way down through parts of California. That system will give us good chances for showers and thunderstorms as we head into the weekend. Actually, a couple batches are going to roll through. Tonight, we'll start to get some clouds increasing late. Here's 6 a.m. Let's go through the daytime hours tomorrow. A lot of mid and upper level clouds. You're still going to see some sun. Temperatures still pretty good. We should go into the 70s again. 46 to start, 69 by noon. High temp right around 73 to 75 during the afternoon. Tomorrow night, a lot of clouds sticking around. We'll stop at Saturday morning. And then as we go through the daytime hours on Saturday, we're going to start to get some pop-up showers and thunderstorms. Some of these could be a little bit stronger. This is late morning into the early afternoon, but I'm not anticipating any of these being too strong or severe, which is definitely good news. This batch is going to rotate through. So here's 5:30 p.m. on Saturday, and then our cold front works in Saturday night. So here's 8 p.m. Little line of thunderstorms drops in. Some of these guys could be a little bit stronger, maybe low-grade severe, and then the front works through, and then we get our second wave by the time we head into Sunday. A big batch of showers, thunderstorms back in, especially Sunday afternoon. I'm not expecting these to be severe. If there are anything severe, it's going to stay to our south across parts of central Arkansas. But look on the back side. Look at the blue. That is snow. Mother Nature is not quite done with us just yet, as we have 2 chances for snow next week. 73 tomorrow, 70 on Saturday, only 57 on Sunday. We drop into the 30s on Monday, down to 22 Monday night. So a pretty big switch with this next system moving in over the weekend.
I'll say, and the prospect of snow next week doesn't even seem possible.
Yeah,
Step
Monday
outside right now.
And Thursday.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's that time of year.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Todd. Hey, don't forget, you can be the first to know about the day's weather with KOAM's Skywatch weather app. You can get severe weather updates sent straight to your phone, absolutely free of charge, especially important as we head into spring. It's available in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Again, the KOAM Skywatch weather app. Coming up, an investigation into TikTok by several states. First, though, we honor a local veteran. Marion Evans served in the U.S. Navy from 1944 to 1946. The Columbus, Kansas native was stationed in England and the South Pacific. And we salute Seaman First Class Marion Evans, a 4-state hero.
Doug Heddy has earned.
Topping today's Consumer Watch, TikTok is the focus of a new investigation into its impact on the mental and physical health of its users. At least 8 states are involved in this probe. Some experts believe the technology that drives TikTok and other social media sites can promote depression, eating disorders, and drug abuse in children and teens. Reporter Lilia Luciano spoke with a state attorney general who's part of the investigation.
All this talk about good things to come?
With more than 1 billion users, TikTok has risen to social media dominance. What took Facebook more than 8 years, YouTube and Instagram more than 7 years, TikTok has done in 5.
The increased use by teens and young people of social media platforms can contribute to increased levels of anxiety, depression, even suicidality.
Massachusetts Attorney General Maura Haley is part of the group of AGs from across the country investigating TikTok's effect on young users.
It's a bigger problem if the platforms knew about it, and worse, if they designed their platforms to essentially get them addicted to the platform.
The probe looks at what the app's algorithm does to increase the frequency and duration users stay on the app, and whether the company knowingly harms young users' mental health. Abrar Al-Hidi has reported on TikTok for CNET.
Its algorithm really seems to know people better than any other algorithm has before.
A recent investigation by the Wall Street Journal found the app tracks not just what users like, share, and post, but also the time spent on certain content, giving users more, even if they don't seek it out.
It doesn't require liking something. How does the algorithm know that you're into that kind of subject?
Every little action you make, which could be, I'm sticking onto this video and I'm going to watch it all the way through, or I'm going to watch it again. It's watching that too. It's really analyzing every single move you make.
Michael Beckerman, the company's head of public policy for North America, told CBS Mornings in October the company has safeguards in place.
We do have an age-appropriate experience. We have the tools in place to have let parents decide how much time they want their teenagers to spend. We give the nudge on taking a break.
In a statement, the company said, "We care deeply about building an experience that helps to protect and support the well-being of our community and appreciate that the state attorneys general are focusing on the safety of younger users."
Are there safeguards these companies could be using that they're choosing not to?
Absolutely. I mean, these companies create these products. They design the technology, so it can be designed in other ways.
Lilia Luciano, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Facebook is joining the wave of companies working to clamp down on the proliferation of Russian state media. The social media giant says it'll demote all of that type of material on its platforms, including posts that contain links to Russian-controlled state media. The company has already blocked access to RT and Sputnik within the European Union. The move comes following Russia's invasion of Ukraine. United Airlines flights will not fly over Russia for the next few days. The airline says it's canceling 2 routes between the U.S. and India and will reroute others to avoid Russian airspace. United's not alone. Delta Airlines says some of its Asia-bound flights will no longer fly through Russian airspace, and American Airlines is rerouting flights that operate over Ukraine. The conflict in Ukraine is helping push mortgage rates lower, at least for now. According to Freddie Mac, the 30-year fixed-rate mortgage averaged 3.76% in the last week. It's the second week in a row that rates have fallen after weeks of increases. The rates dropped as a result of receding U.S. Treasury yields as investors moved to the safety of bonds due to Russia invading Ukraine. Freddie Mac says rates will likely increase again in the coming months. A final check of the forecast next.
Service is provided by the Wild Side.
Up next on the CBS Evening News, how the Biden administration is cracking down on Russian oligarchs. Then on KOAM News at 6, a bill in Oklahoma that would expand an existing law allowing sales of alcohol to go. Plus, more on how area teachers are bringing current events into lesson plans, including what's going on in Ukraine. And we're going to have the highlights from day 2 of the MIAA tournament in Kansas City. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. Boy, if you were to design a perfect day weather-wise, for many of us, it wouldn't be much different than what we have out there right now.
Yeah, all week has been just spectacular across the region. 70s most of the week. We're going to go 73 tomorrow. We are going to get some more clouds. We'll get some scattered showers, even a few thunderstorms in here on Saturday, and then widespread rain on Sunday. And then we could end with a little bit of snow. Temperatures drop into the 30s on Monday. Another shot next Thursday. So winter, I know it doesn't feel like it, but it's not done yet.
Spring is just teasing us. Winter
absolutely.
is still here, technically. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here at 6. Let's make it a great evening.